Hey everybody, welcome to Fab Fit Friday. I thought I was going to be, how do I want to put it? I thought I was going to be like super technically savvy. I learned how to do a joint live stream that we could do live with me and So Live a couple weeks ago. So I thought I could do it by myself, not being joint, and then being able to share my screen with you, because what I wanted to do was share with you my new pants pattern, the Sorcha Classic Slim Trousers. I'm super excited about this pattern. It is going to be released on Tuesday next week, and I thought I was going to share my screen with you and literally give you a tour of my completed pattern sheets so I could show you all of the cool stuff that is included with, on this new pattern sheet. And hey, Sally, I think it's just me and you. I was trying to figure out how to share my screen so I could share my pattern sheet for my new pants pattern. Since it's just me and you, let me try it, although I don't know if it's going to work. So, Sally, tell me if you can hear me when I switch to this. And I'm going to, let me see. I don't know. This is going to be a mess. Hi, Judy. Welcome. I'm going to try a test to see if I can share my screen with you. Hi, Joey. Welcome. What I want to do here is try to share my screen with you. If I can't do it, I'm just going to show you the paper pattern and the proof that I have here, because I want to give a tour of my new pants pattern that's coming out. I'm afraid to try this. Let me just see what happens when... Uh-oh, what's happening? Can you guys see me? All right, let me just see what happens when I try this. I'm going to guess it's not going to work, but let me see. If I switch to this and make this big, can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Yes, you can hear me. So I guess what I want to know now is, can you see the pattern if I put it up on the screen? Just let me know if you can see live chat. I'm going to see if I can pop out chat. So here's my pop out. I'm just going to move it over here so I can see. All right, let me know if you guys can see my screen and see my pattern. This is new for me. I will get this so it's, whoops. Let me just make this. I'm going to shut that. I don't need that. All right. So yes, you can see the pattern. Yay. All right. So what I thought I would do today is share with you the actual pattern pieces. I have a lot of stuff on this pattern that you're not going to find in traditional, pants patterns, because if you've been following along with me, you know that I've been really embracing top down, center out, and some of the process of fitting pants with a single leg muslin. All right, so let me just say hi to everybody. Judy Hanson, Joey, Mary, and also Kathy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is exciting for me. This is like the kickoff to the pattern release on Tuesday. I want you to know that I am very friendly with some other pants fitting instructors who have been doing this a lot longer than me, and they are currently giving my pattern a final look before I release it on Tuesday. So I'm really hoping this is going to be like the first pattern I've ever put out that doesn't have any typos. So having said that, there probably will be some, but I just want to show you this pattern, and I just want to show you some cool things about it. So one of the cool things about this pattern is because we're going to, because if you'd like to try fitting it, and you can actually fit it with a single leg or a double leg muslin if you wanted to. But what I've learned is by putting extra length above the waistline and also along your side seams, you have room to balance the front and back leg. Now I'm doing it with a separate waistband and a single leg muslin, but you can certainly, if that's not your thing, you can certainly sew together a full muslin and still add at the top and the sides to allow yourself room to, figure out the fitting and the balancing before you get to any traditional pants fitting method you might like. So the first thing I want to point your attention to here is there are blue dashed lines above the waistline. That is the guide for adding to your pattern. Now obviously I did not grade the top of the waistline, so you can copy that off when you trace your size. But notice on the side seam, I'm just going to scoot over here so you can see on the side seam this green dash line, that's adding to the side seam to be able to fit the front and back individually at the side seam. So you're going to have to add that to your size after you trace it. So the steps are going to be to consult the size chart and pick your size. Once you have your size, you're going to trace it. After you trace it, you're going to add to the side seams and above the waist, just like I've shown here. Now, if you're lucky and you're the largest size in the grouping, you'll just be able to trace the whole thing. So I'm showing you the size grouping 2 to 8. So if you're a size 8, you can just trace the largest size and the guidelines all in one step. If you're a 2, 4, or 6, you'll have to trace your size, then add to the top of the waist and the side seam. So also while you're picking out your size, I want to zoom in here. Oh, I'm getting some comments. First, let me say hi to Peggy. Welcome from Cincinnati. Joey says, so exciting. Judy's like, wow, that's awesome. Sally says, love these extra lines. Yay, I'm glad you love them. And I just wanted to show you guys ahead of time because that way you won't be surprised when you get your pattern. So there are some red dash lines. I have red dash lines both angling on the center front and the center back. So let's start with the center front. Notice the basic pattern, the black edge outline, that is the center front, and it also includes the cut-on fly and the zipper shield. So that's what these extra rectangles are right here. And these diagonal red dash lines are for people who have a defined waist. So if you have a smaller waist than your tummy or your full hip, and you always have to take that in, having an angle at the center front is going to help you fit your pants. It actually creates a dart, which pushes your side seam edges up to sit on a smaller waist. So if your waist is smaller, you're going to trace the red dashed line when you trace your size. If you have a rectangle shape like me, no defined waist, you're going to use the black line. Now in the back, center back, there's an additional line here, a red dash line. That's for people who have a flat butt. If you have a flat butt, and the way you can tell is by looking in the mirror at your side view, and notice the shape of your behind from your side view, vantage point. If it's flat, you don't need as much room inside your pants, so you don't need an angled center back seam like the black center back seam. So if you have a flat butt, you're going to trace the red dashed line when you trace your size. If you've got an average or full butt, you're going to use the black center back edge. So those are some additional fitting things you can do before you even trace your pattern, and there are notes explaining this. Now, another thing that is unique to this pattern is that it is a cut-on fly with a zipper shield. And I wanted to make it a one-piece pattern. no extra fly pieces. So you can see these two rectangles along the center front, the gray shaded area, that's the zipper, that's the cut on fly, and that's what you're going to interface. So you can see up here it says gray shaded area, fuse interfacing to wrong side, and you're going to do that on the right and left leg there. Now on the left leg, you do not need a zipper fly, you only need it on the right side. So see these red dots? I mean, what am I saying, red dots? See these black dots right there? You're going to use, I got to find it, hold on, it's down here. Oh, where did I put it? Let me just make this smaller so I can find it without scrolling. Oh, it's over here. All right, so see this little guy over here? It's over here. Okay, this piece right here is not to cut out of fabric. This is your paper template to cut the fly, zipper shield off of the left leg. So there are instructions printed on this pattern that if you're, after you cut out both your right and left leg using, let me just see if I can get this all here so you can see everything at once. All right, that's good. So see, you're going to cut out your two legs with the zipper shield on both legs, then separate them out, use this template to cut off the zipper shield on the left leg, and you're just going to match up those black dots with the black dots on the front leg to cut that off. That way you will be prepared to do the cut on fly with the zipper shield. So that's a cool thing. Now notice, if you have a defined waist, I included the diagonal, or I included the dashed line on the edges of all the pieces so you could follow along with that. So that is the zipper fly shield and how to cut that off. There are blue. The other thing I want to point out about adding to the top of the pattern, once you add, you want to extend your darts up to the top when you cut it out. Now on the small sizes, 2 to 8, sizes 2 and 4 share the same dart. On the other size patterns, there is a separate waist dart for each size. So I wanted to show you that. These are the pocket pieces. So these pocket pieces are going to go together to create a pocket bag that's completely constructed before you finish the front pocket edge. And this gray shaded area on the pocket bag is where you position the number 5 piece, which is the fashion fabric facing. So it goes together very easily. Those are the pocket pieces. All the grain lines are there. And then I just want to make a note here. There are 1/2 inch seam allowances everywhere. The only place that there's not a 1/2 inch seam allowance is when you sew the front pocket facing to the front pocket opening. That's going to be a 3/8 inch seam allowance right here. Other than that, everything has 1/2 inch, and it's completely explained in the instructions. Now this pattern also features your choice of a contoured or straight waistband, so you can pick whichever one works better for you. And if you're doing the top down center out style of pants fitting with a single leg, you have a separate fitting waistband. If you've made a contoured one or a straight one, you can use that, and then when you make your pants, just use the corresponding, contoured or straight waistband. You can also make a fitting waistband using this contoured piece if you'd like to try that. The knee is the most slender part of the pattern. You're going to want to make sure you get that in the right place vertically before you start cutting out your muslin. So what I've done is, on the back leg, I have indicated the length of the inseam for the smallest size in the grouping. And that way you can measure your inseam and compare it. Now, if you need to lengthen or shorten the leg to get the knee in the right spot, you just cut on the dashed line where it says lengthen, shorten, and you either spread or overlap. So that's really all the fitting you're going to do before you start working with your single leg muslin. So this is what the size 2 to 8 look like. Okay, it's going to be available in print or PDF, and if you get the PDF version, the legs and waistbands are one file, and then the pocket pieces are going to be in a second file. So I think what I'll do is, let me just show you. I'm going to open, let's open the 10 to 16 so you can see what that looks like. Now on the sizes 10 to 16, the only real difference is I made the width of the cut-on fly slightly wider. I scaled it down for the 2 to 8 size grouping. So it's a little bit wider in the 10 to 16 and the 18 to 24. Notice above the waist on the larger sizes, you have a 4-inch guide to add above the waist. So the larger your size is, the more you may need extra length to determine your final front and back crotch length. So you want to have extra room to play with here. So notice there's 4 inches here. But other than that, it's the same thing. Everything is the same. I also made the extra at the side 2 inches for the larger sizes. It's 1.5 inches for the smaller sizes. So there is the sizes 10 to 16. And then if we want to look at the open recent, I'm going to go down to the 18 to 24. Here are the size 18 to 24. Okay, that also has a 4-inch addition to the above the waist. So that's what that looks like. Now, one of the differences in the 18 to 24, I graded the side seam a little bit higher. So the fashion fabric facing is also graded where it's not graded in the 2 to 8 or 10 to 16, but there is a little bit of a grade going on the 18 to 24. So that's what the pattern sheets look like. I'm super excited. And then I think, let's see if I can, let me see. I want to see if I can show you the instructions too. Let me shut that. And let me see if I can share my screen again. Let me see if I can open up my instruction. Oops, wait a minute. Not that. Hold on. Let me just see if I can open up the instructions and share that with you. Hold on. Oops. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can share this with you. Okay, let me see. See if I can share. All right, just let me know if you can see. Oops, wait a minute. I've got a gray screen here. Hold on one second. Okay, let me know if you can see the, oops. Let me see if, oh, just give it a minute. It's still a gray screen, but once, okay, now can you see the instructions? I just want to share that with you. So these are the pattern layouts for the instructions. I think you can still see. So I've done pattern layouts for the 2 to 8 for 45 and 60 wide. And the 10 to 16, 60 wide. Oh, this is a typo right here I have to fix. This is, okay, so we have sizes 2 to 8, 45, size 2 to 8, 60 wide. This is the size 10 to 16, 45 wide. I have to fix that. Sizes 10 to 16, 60 wide layout. This is the layout for the sizes 18 to 24. And after my marathon proofreading, you can see I did not change the size labeling. Well, I will fix that before I release it. Here are all the pattern pieces. And then I have a little bit of information about the whole scoop multi-method pants fitting. So I'm giving you a guide for where to put your Velcro on your single leg muslin. That's what it looks like. And then I do have the kit or just the instructions to make your non-stretch fitting waistband. If you haven't seen that, you can scan the QR code that goes to the video, or you can click this link down here in the lower left-hand corner. That will be a hyperlink right to the video. So if you print it out, you can use the QR code. If you're on the computer, PDF, you can just click the link and it'll go right to the video for how to make a non-stretch fitting waistband. And then I just put in a little insert of the instructions just to show the basic steps of adding Velcro to your waistband and how it looks when it's finished. Okay, so then I also included a little bit more information about how to customize your front leg for a defined waist, also how to customize the back leg for a flat butt. And then if you would like to check out my top down center out series, you can check that out there, and then you can check out my series for switching to the whole scoop. You can check that out right there. And then I start with the instructions. And the reason why I'm showing you the instructions is so you can see that there is a illustration for every step. So if you were a little bit confused about how to use the paper template to get rid of the zipper shield on the left leg, these are the instructions to do it. You line up, there's the template, there's the zipper shield, you line it up and you cut it out, and that's what comes off. Okay, and then you put the interfacing on, and then I go through how to construct the pockets step by step. So even though I did a video for it, there are complete instructions for every step of constructing the front pocket bags. So you can see that. First you're doing the fashion fabric facing onto the bag, then you're attaching the front facing to the pocket bag. And notice the pocket bag does not extend all the way to the center front edge because I wanted to reduce the bulk. So that's how that looks. Then I give a QR code or a hyperlink to go right to the tutorial if you want to watch the video to sew your front pockets. And then I show how to sew the front pocket the front pocket facing onto the front pocket opening. And that's how it looks finished. And then I'm giving detailed instructions on how to sew the zipper, the cut-on fly with the zipper shield. So I made myself a little blue zipper here, so that will show you all of the steps, start to finish. So you can see here, every step has an illustration. Okay, so every step. Now, at this point, I just want to point out to you, when I did the video tutorial, when it came time to just finish that zipper shield, I folded the zipper shield wrong sides together and I flipped it around so that there was a folded edge on the outside edge, but the wrong side of the fabric was showing. So this is showing it so that the right side of the fabric will show on your zipper fly. Zipper, zipper, zipper. Now, one of the unique things about doing this technique is you cannot top stitch the entire fly in one stitching line. And the reason for that is you're going to, after you get the both fly pieces, both sides of the fly are attached to the zipper, you're going to turn it around with the pieces laying flat, and you're going to top stitch your fly detail down to just where the zipper starts to curve. Then you're going to stop, because at the very end, when you fold the zipper shield in place, right here in step 16, you're going to turn it around and finish the curved part of the zipper top stitching. And then on the inside, you'll see what happens is that bottom top stitching holds the zipper fly closed. So it's a little bit different, but it worked out really, really nicely. And if you want a seamless look for your top stitching for your fly, just tease the needle thread to the back and just tie a knot when you finish the straight part, and also when you join it to the, when you do the curve part from the center front up to the base of the straight part. But if you don't want to be careful, you can just stitch a little bar tack right over the join and you won't see it. Then I give a little tutorial on how to sew back waist darts with some tips for sewing darts. There's the back leg. There's how it looks. You're going to sew your pants together. Then you're going to do your waistband, and I explain how to finish the waistband with a bias cotton fabric to make a pretty edge. And then you sew it on, and then it's all finished and it looks like that. So those are the instructions. And I think one of the biggest questions I get about patterns before I release them is, what is the size range? So I'm going to show you the size chart as well. But before I do that, the last thing I want to share here is when you do your hem, you can just turn the hem up and top stitch it. Or if you want to do a blind hem, I have a tutorial showing how to fold your hem in the round for a blind hem, and you can click that QR code or click that hyperlink for that. So here is the size chart. So the reason why I broke this up into 3 size groupings is because going from size 2 to 24W created a lot of overlapping on the lines if it was a graded nest that included all the sizes in one pattern. So, so basically, what did I do with my, hold on one second. I think Kathy's trying to help me. Hold on. All right, wait a minute. I think Kathy was trying to help me. Hold on one second. All right, I'm talking to Kathy on the phone for 1 second because, hi, I am Jennifer. I do, but can you see my size chart? Oh, I think I figured it out if you keep watching. I think. Yes. Yes. Yes, I do. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. There's advanced. Oh, I think, but I can, all right. All right. Well, you know what? Let me keep going because I can see that they can see the size chart right now. Maybe we should have a meeting about this later. Well, I have top chat. I have my chat. I see people commenting. All right. All right, bye. Okay, bye. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I was having technical support from Kathy, who usually joins me here. Hi, Amelia. All right, so basically, I just want to finish up with this size chart. I think you guys can see it. Basically, I just want to explain why I broke it into 3 size groupings. To make it easy for you to see the lines was the first reason, to see the different sizes. The second reason was because I was able to grade the patterns specifically to that group. For example, in the 18W to 24W, The grading is larger, so it just made more sense to do it this way. So what you're going to do to pick out your size is you're going to look at the finished garment at the full hip, and you're going to pick a size that's a couple inches bigger than your full hip to give you about 2 inches of ease around the hip. Then I also included the upper thigh and the knee for reference, so you can compare those to your body, because it is a slim fit. So if you know you have a prominent knee, for example, or a prominent inner thigh, you may want to make note of that and maybe add a little extra to the inseam if you think you're going to need a little more room there. But I wanted to include those measurements so you could check that before you cut out your pattern. So the finished hip goes from 34 to 58 inches. So that's what I wanted to share with that. And yeah, so that's my little preview of the that's my preview of this pattern. I'm going to stop sharing now so I can come back and just talk a few minutes. If you guys have questions about the pattern, this is the time. You can ask me. Let me just switch to my face view here. All right, so I'm back. And if you have questions, please feel free to, you can ask me those questions now. But basically that's my pattern, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be released on Tuesday next week, and my newsletter is also coming out on Tuesday. I kind of plan that to be I plan that to go out all on the same day. So my first newsletter of 2023 will be in your inbox on Tuesday. And the woojimajigger, the pattern will be in the newsletter. Oh, so Amelia's asking me if there's a picture of the finished pants. There is a picture of the finished pants, but I'm currently, well, there isn't a picture of the finished pants because I have to get with my husband so he can take a picture of me in the pants. So there will be a picture on the front cover, but basically, let me just see if I can show you this. Let me see here. So the pants are pretty basic in terms of the style. It's just a classic, sort of a streamlined fit. And actually, hold on one second. Let me see if I can, that's not going to work out. I'm not going to show you that. Hold on one second. I'm sure I've taken a picture of me here. Hold on. I know I should have had that ready too. I've been, working like crazy on this, and then I had a little incident with my dogs when I was hiking, and they got right with a raccoon. So I have to bring my, they're fine, and I don't think they're going to catch anything serious, but when I brought them to the vet, Maggie needs more blood work for something unrelated, so I've been a little bit busy with my dogs. But let me see if I can show you. I know I've taken pictures of these pants on me, and I love them. But there will be a nice picture of these pants. Yeah. All right, so let me show you this. I'm going to switch my view here. And when the pattern is released, there will be a nice cover shot. But let me just show you this for now. This is the back view of the pants. There is no back pocket, but I may decide to add that as a fun addition to the project later. That's the back view. And then the front view is, let me see if I can find a front view. I was very concerned about taking my back view because that's where people, are worried about their wrinkles. But you can see it's just a basic slim leg trouser pants. And this is a cotton twill that I made it out of. So you can see it's just a lovely, so that's me and my shape. And remember when I was talking about, you know, if you have a rectangular shape, use the straight portion of the center front. You can see I am a complete rectangle here. I have no waist, but that's what the pattern looks like. All right, but I will have a nice picture for you on the cover when it's printed. And then I'm really hoping that when you guys start making these pants, you'll post them and tag me so we'll get more. So I know, like, a lot of times when pattern designers, you know, come out with a new pattern, they do a lot of pattern testing with pattern testers, and then they have all those pattern testers send them pictures, and they use all of those pictures to sort of get and generate excitement for the pattern. I've been testing it on people. I taught a class last week with 9 women of all shapes and sizes. So we did the pattern fitting in that. So I tested the pattern that way. And then I have some professional pants fitting teachers actually testing the pattern for me. So the way I generated excitement was to show you the construction of the pocket and the fly, and also give you a preview of the pattern sheet beforehand. More of a little of a technical, or the specifics of the pattern as a ramp up to the release. So as you guys start making the pants, hopefully if anybody wants to make them, then you can share pictures with me and I will be posting those. But I was very, very pleased with the way the pants fit all of my students last Friday when I taught with this pattern. So it's been very tested a bunch of different ways. I just didn't go the pattern tester route where people would sew it together and send me photos, because I didn't want to wait the amount of time that it takes to get that done. So yay, Kathy finally got here live. All right, so that was my little experiment with sharing my screen. I'm going to refine my technique in doing that, and I will be able to be much more polished the next time. But I just wanted to share that with you on my screen, because that is the completed finished pattern. I have a whole bunch of rolled up patterns in my back corner over there between my work surface and my cabinet that I have had a number of different versions of it to get to this point. But in any case, I'm super excited about this. I hope you guys are too. Look for my first newsletter of the year in your inbox on Tuesday with information on the pattern, and of course it will be on sale, so look for that coupon code in the newsletter. I'll also publish it everywhere too, so it won't be hard for you to find that. But I'm very, very excited about this, and I just want to thank all of you who have followed along with me, and I've gotten a lot of questions about when it's released. Next week on Tuesday, the last day of the month, the 31st of January. So super excited. And I just want to thank you all for, you know, hanging out with me and taking a tour of the pattern sheet and the instructions. And I think I'm going to sign off now, because I have to go corral my dog and get her over to the vet for the rest of today. But I hope you guys have a really nice weekend, and thank you for joining me. And I will see you again next week. Now, next week, I'm going to be starting a whole new thing. Well, not a whole new thing, but I'll be finished with working on what's happening. Oh, she is okay. She just might need... my dog is not seriously in trouble. It's just something showed up in her blood work. They want to test it further. Like, she might have Lyme disease, maybe. So I need to get that checked. But in any case, I think she's going to be fine. Yeah, but, you know, it'll be okay. So anyway, all right. So thank you guys so much. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you again next week. Yeah, so I'm going to sign off because I'm doing my rambling thing. All right, I'll see you guys again really soon. Thank you for joining me, and have a lovely weekend. Bye.